Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Valerie, and in this channel I talk about my immigration experience, things I have learned and observed in the US, and starting today I will be talking about finance management and tips. As some of you know, I have a finance management degree which I acquired in the Philippines, and I always wanted to share with you guys how to be financially wise and aware. Just to let you know, I am not a financial advisor, and so these are all my ideas, my opinions, and my experience that I'll be sharing with you. Honestly, I'm also not the best with finances. I was really inspired by my husband and how to save money and how to be smart with money, and also not to think about just the present, but also the future. I have noticed in the Philippines when I graduated high school that a lot of colleges came to our school and offered different degrees. So as a 16-year-old, because this was back before the K-12, and so most kids graduated high school at age 16, which is a very young age, and 16 years old, you don't really think about the future at that point. You just want to think of like, what are your friends wanting, unless you have somebody at home that would guide you and knows what is the best degree that you can take. And so as for me and my sister, we didn't really have anybody to tell us what would be the best degree. My parents, they're not aware of the demand for jobs or anything like that, so we were not aware. And this is one of the things that I wish our school was able to provide for us, is an advisor. Back then, I was 16 years old and I didn't know what's best for me and what degree would land me a job in the future. And most of the jobs that really pays well are expensive degrees, which only people who can afford it can take it. So those are like doctors, nurses, radiologists, most healthcare, and also there are engineering, but we will be talking more about those things later on in my next videos. So in this channel, expect I'll be talking more about finances, how to save money, how to invest, and how to put yourself in a better place if you are still in high school and thinking about what kind of degree you're gonna get. Hopefully my videos will help you. Please make sure to like this and share this video so more people will be able to hear and learn from this video. And also don't forget to subscribe. All that being said, I was actually debating myself if I should be doing this video in Tagalog or in English, but I realized that not only Filipinos can learn from this video, but also people around the world. So today's topic is going to be how to find yourself a job while you're in school, either in high school or in college. The thing about getting a job in a very early age is that nobody would hire you if you're in the Philippines. Unlike here in the US, you can go get a job when you're 16 years old. So that's one thing that I was actually a little bit frustrated about when I finished high school, because then I have an entire summer that I could have worked and save up, but then I couldn't get a job because I was under the age of 18. So I wish I would have known these jobs early on, back when I was 16, instead of looking for jobs like in a company or anything like that. I should have done this instead. So some of these jobs that I have listed are jobs that you can get if you're 18 and younger, and jobs that you can get when you're 18 and older. Number one is to become a nanny or katulong. I think that this is pretty popular in the Philippines, but most of the times these are like older people that does this kind of job, but actually this is a very good job for younger people, teenagers. 16 years old, I believe you can be a nanny. You don't have to be a stay-in nanny. You can be a nanny, but maybe like during the day. So I actually did this back then. So I went to college when I was 16. It's very early. I didn't really have any plans. I took finance management degree because everybody else is taking that degree. Nobody really advised me what would be best, and so I just kind of like go for it and just kind of like peer pressure. So I took that degree. I went to college. I took one semester, and then after that, after I took the prelim, midterm, and then when it came to finals, I realized, oh, I don't have money to pay for my bills for my tuition. I was able to get the final exam. I passed and everything, but they said that it won't be credited unless you pay for your tuition. And so I actually quit after that. I decided to go find a job and work. So I was able to, one of my friends at church knows somebody that's looking for a nanny. And so I was like, okay, I'll do it. And so they're actually pretty nice. They paid me pretty good amount of money. It was back then, I believe, it's either 2,500, 2,500 pesos or 3,000 is what they're paying me every month. And basically what I did, they have a little boy, and I would just send him to school and back. And also, like, during the weekends, I will be washing their clothes. They have washing machine, so I would use washing machine unless I really need to hand wash them, hand wash any clothes. So I did that, and then I forgot how long I did that. Probably, like, I would say between 3 to 6 months. And then I was able to save up money, and then I was able to pay off my college, the final semester, the final exam. And so I was able to get that first semester credited. So that's what I did. So I just go ahead and find a job, save money, and pay for that. And so actually, after that, when I decided to go back to college, I was able to get those subjects that I've already done credited, and I don't have to do it again. I actually transferred to a different college after this, and so when I transferred, they credited all the other, well, not all, but most of my subjects from the other school. Number 2 is to become an English teacher or ESL teacher. English is a second language teacher. So these are very popular job that you can get pretty fast and pretty easily. You can do it. You can either do it by yourself at home if you have a computer set up, and if you have a webcam and everything, and if you have internet that's pretty good, then you can do that at home. But if you don't, there are also places around that actually hires people to do ESL. So fortunately for me, I actually found this job by going to our university, to where I go to college, and then we have an office that's just designated for jobs. Like, let's say you're a graduating student, there are lists of jobs that you can look at this office. I forget what it's called, but it's so I actually went to college in Central Philippine University in Iloilo City, and I was a work student there my entire year, 4-year course of financial management. So that was really, I was really happy when I found out about that job. And so I told my sister too, and then both of us decided to go ahead and submit a resume. And then so the place that we worked at is Grow Forward, and this is a Japanese owned company, and they have a location in Iloilo City. And then we did the interview, and then we finally got the job, and we started, and it was pretty nice because we can go to school in the morning, and then at night we can go and work. So I believe most of our shifts, or most of my shifts, is between 6 to 11. So sometimes I'll be 6 to 10 or 7 to 11. If I remember it correctly, I think we're getting paid 250 pesos per shift. So if you think about it, I'm doing, let's say, 7 to 11 because we close at 11. So a 4-hour shift, and I get 250 pesos. So it's pretty good amount of money. And sometimes I would do 3 days in a week or 4 days in a week. It depends on how my schedule at school looks like, and so I can get more hours to work. They probably need you to be 18 and older in order to work this job. So the nanny, you can be 18 and younger, because I was 16 or 17 when I started working as a nanny. Number 3 is tutoring. So tutoring, this is a little bit different kind of tutoring. So let's say you are very good in math, or you're very good in English, or anything that you are good at. Let's say you're good in guitar, you play instruments or anything like that. You can tutor your friend or your or anybody basically. So for me, one of the reason I put this as one of the jobs that you can do, this is probably you can do it even 16 years old or 18 and younger. So this is actually back when I was in elementary, not even in high school. So one of our neighbors, he's the kind of student that is not very focused in class, and so his mom came by and told me, hey, can you help my kid, with this lesson, because he's not very focused. Can you kind of like one-on-one kind of thing? And so I was like, sure. I was like probably 12 years old, honestly. So I was 12 years old, and then he was like, it was just like right next door kind of situation. And so I went there not every night, maybe like once or twice a week, and I will be like, teaching him things like, okay, this was our homework, and this is the answers and everything. So just teaching basic stuff. I mean, I was 12 years old. I mean, I only know what I was taught. So those are the things that you can do. And I think I was being paid like 100 pesos every time I tutor him, which is pretty good money back then. When was that? Like 15 years ago or something. So that's another thing that you can do. As what I said, it's not just about academic. It can also be like skills. How to play guitar, how to play piano, or even computer skills or anything like that. So that you can also do tutoring. And there are platforms as well. If you're 18 and older, there are platforms online that you can sign up and then become a tutor. Number 4 is to sell candies, snacks, or anything like that, or handmade products to your classmates. So this is true story. So back when I was in elementary with my sister, because we're just a year apart, so we're always like together. We're either classmates or not, but we're in the same school all the time. So my mom, she would make yemas, or yema, and then pastillas, and just any kind of snacks. And every day we would walk to school, and then she would have her little candies ready to go, because she will go like around the school, like room to room sometimes, and then she would sell it. I don't know how she can do this, because you have to be very interactive. I mean, they're little kids, so it's fine, but she would go and she will be like, you want some yema? And so kids would, like, before the school starts, or before the class starts, or the bell rings, she would do her loop and then sell the candies. And then when the bell rings, then she leaves. And one day she was like, you guys want to sell some candies too in your classroom? If you sell this much candy, I'll give you 10 pesos or something like that. And so we're like, sure, we're so young, and we're like, whatever we can do to have some allowance, so we can buy things that we want. And so we started by selling 50 pastillas or 50 yema in our class. So my sister is always section 1. So you all know section 1 is like smart kids, and I always end up like, like not the last section, but most of the times between 2 and 4. So, I mean, it's good because we don't have to compete with each other, right? So she's got her own class that she can sell the candies to, and I have my own. So we would sell it, and I think back then it was like 1 peso per yema or something like that. So afterwards, after we go back home, my mom would count the candies and how many we sold, and then we give her the money, and then we get how much. I don't know how she computed, but let's say we sold 20 out of 50, and she'll give us 5 pesos. She's very generous. She would give us more than what we deserve, but but anyway, so those are the things that you can do. And so that was back when I was in elementary. But then when we went to high school, I actually kept doing that. It doesn't have to be yema or pastillas. We actually bought like other little bag of snacks, and then we sold that instead if we don't have the yema and pastillas. And so those actually really helped us to become good with money and save money, because then we have the percentage of what we've sold kept as our allowance. I didn't do that when I was college, but elementary and high school, we did it. Like it was great. So if you're doing that right now, that's awesome. Keep it up. So that's one thing that you can do. And number 5 is to become a virtual assistant. So virtual assistant, this is probably 18 and older kind of job. So basically, most of the people that does virtual assistant, they are doing that from home, and also most of their clients are from the US or from other places around the world. The reason being, why somebody in the US would hire somebody in the Philippines to do like a secretary job is that it's cheaper. But also, since they said it's cheaper, it will be actually more pay or higher pay than just other regular jobs in the Philippines. So that's another job that I wish I would have known. I wish I had that confidence back in college to do a virtual assistant job. And also another thing is I don't really have internet to be able to do this kind of job, and so that's also hinder me from doing that job. But if you have a great internet at home and you're looking for a job so you can save up money, or you're paying something off, this would be a great job for you. If you're confident with your English, because you have to be able to reply to the emails, send emails, do like scheduling and all that stuff. So you have to be at least be able to communicate in English. Or in different language if you know different languages. Number 6 is call center agent, and this is for sure you have to be 18 and older. And call center agent, they pay pretty good money because as what it said, it's kind of like the same as virtual assistant. Most of your clients are from the US. You're calling them or helping them out. And so another thing is you have to be awake later. So it's probably between the time of 8 to 6 a.m. because it's the time difference. So if like right here in the US where I'm at in North Carolina, we're 12 hours behind than the Philippines. So if it's 10 a.m. here, it's 10 p.m. in the Philippines. So that's why most of these call center agents are up late, and then when they go home in the morning, they're asleep. So they're like their body. And that's the only thing about being a call center agent is that it's exhausting. But being a call center agent, you're gonna get even more money because the pay is pretty good compared to other places or other jobs. All right, so those are the list of jobs, 6 jobs that I think you guys can do in a younger age so you can start saving money and just being wise with money. I know it's hard if you're a 16-year-old or a teenager, it's hard to just have a money in your pocket without spending it. I can attest to that because I'm not really good with money when I was 16 years old either. But you have to think about the things that you're spending your money towards. So if you think about it, let's say you're working right now as a 16-year-old and you're getting some money. If you save that money until you're, let's say, 20 years old, so you have 4 years to save up, how much do you think you can save up for that amount of years? So you don't only think about the present, but you think about your future. And as young as you are, you can invest your money so you can be set in the future. So as what I said, once you have a part-time job, make sure that you save a part part of that money, it doesn't mean that, oh, let's say I received my pay, I have 500 pesos. Oh, I have to save all of it. Well, you can, if it's okay, if your parents are still giving you allowances. But if it doesn't have to go to all of it towards your savings, you can do, let's say 75% will go towards your savings, or 50% will go towards your savings, and then the rest you can buy the things that you want, right? But it doesn't have to be 100% going towards your savings. But as what I said, the more the better. So if you can save more, it's the best. So I have an example here. Like, let's say you did the same job as I did when I was in college, which was the English teacher job. So basically, let's say you are working 4 hours every 2 to 3 times a week, and you're getting paid 250 pesos per shift. So you're gonna have 2,500 per month. And let's say you wanna save 50% of that 2,500 pesos per month. You wanna save half of that. By the end of the year, you're gonna have 15,000 pesos. If you just save half of that, and if you're doing that for a whole year. So if you think about it, 15,000, that is pretty good money. And so you put that in the bank and get that, get the interest, or you can invest it somewhere else that will gain that money more interest. Okay, so in 4 years of college degree, let's say you started this when you started college, right? You this kind of job. So you have 4 years, and so you've been saving 15,000 a year. 15,000. By the end of your college, you have 60,000 pesos in the bank, but that is before interest. So in that 4 years, you have to add the interest that's been accumulating in the bank, or if you put it somewhere else. So yeah, so you have to think about not just, oh, this is little by little. Yeah, that's how savings usually work. Right now, I'm trying to learn more like investing kind of things for the Philippines, because we have different kinds of ways, like how to invest and different platforms and all that. So I'm trying to learn how to do that, and I will be sharing with you guys once I learn something, so you guys will be aware as well. Alright, that is all for today. I hope you learned something, and if you guys have any questions, make sure to comment that down below. I'll be glad to answer them. And if you have any suggestions on the next videos that you want me to talk about, any finance related topics, comment that down below. Make sure to subscribe and share this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!